Do you love cranberries? I love cranberries. We are so lucky because cranberry season is upon us. This is Bright Future Baking, and I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate cranberry cupcake. So basically, we're going to have the cranberries and we're going to turn this into a compote. So basically how you do that is you take a cup of cranberries, a cup of, basically I used cran apple juice. That way we'd still have more of the cranberry flavor there. Cran grape might give it more of a purplish color, so that's why I did the cran apple. You want to pour your cranberries, a cup of cranberries, into your pot there. You add a 3/4 cup of sugar. You add just like about 2.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, and it's 1 cup of the cran apple. You go ahead and just simmer that over the stove for a while, and then when you come up to this texture, it will be really good. So now if this is too thin, you can add a little bit more cornstarch. If you like to, you can actually add a little more cranberries. So it all depends on how much cranberries you like in your compote. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our chocolate cupcake. So I baked this ahead of time. You want to stick this in the freezer after they're baked for about 15-20 minutes. That way when you bring it out, you can cut the little hole right there that we're going to put our compote in. So once we go ahead and do that, we're just going to go ahead and scoop it in and put it right there in our cupcake. Now the amount of cranberry that you like is up to you. If you just like a little bit, just add a little bit. If you like more, that's okay because the icing is going to cover it. So you can just keep adding. Okay. And we just kind of spoon that in there, and once we go to that, we're going to go to our next step. All right, so now we get some water, put it in a bowl, put it in the microwave, fill it about halfway. We put another, like a little glass container in there, so that way you can melt your chocolate. This is just white melting chocolate. We're going to be dipping some cookies in there, so that's the easiest way to do it. Just don't burn yourself because that's kind of hot. So I went to Trader Joe's and I got these thin wafer cookies. And then what I did was I cut them in quarters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the bowl off to the side here and show you how to do that. So you can dip it, or you can just like lightly put it on like that. Okay. So we're going to do a couple of these at a time. And then once we go ahead and do that, we're going to go ahead and put some special topping on it. I have this nice, you can do either side of the cookie, whichever one you prefer to do. So once that's all spread out there, I have some nice diamond luster, which is going to give it a little extra pop to make it look more elevated. We're just going to go ahead and sprinkle like that. Okay. So once we have that, we're going to go ahead and let that dry, and we're going to bring our cupcake back. Move that off to the side. Now with our cupcake, we've already filled it with the cranberry compote. So now what we're going to do is we're going to ice it. Now our cookies are drying with the white diamond luster there, so we'll just let that dry off to the side. And this is a reusable bag, and I just have it's a larger shell tip on that. You don't necessarily have to. You could just use a coupler if you like. And then what I'm going to do is, see how the filling is just like more build up towards the center? You're just going to start on the edge. And then just keep going up. So it looks something like that. Then once we go ahead and do that, we're going to go ahead and take one of our cookies that has already been dried, and we're going to put it just like that. All right, so what we already did ahead of time, you want to prep this ahead of time too, is you put your cranberries in a little bit of, I used the cran apple juice, just a little bit, just to give it some moisture on top. I put some sugars on it, granulated sugar, and I put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. When you take it out, it has that nice candy effect and a nice sparkle to it. So we're going to go ahead and just put that right there and top that right off. You can put 1 if you like, or clusters of 3 if you like. It all depends what you want to do. Now let me go ahead and show you the finished product here. All right, so we have our chocolate cranberry cupcake. It's a chocolate cupcake with a cranberry compote It's a chocolate buttercream recipe. You can use a store-bought one or make it yourself. We have our wafer cookie and our candy cranberry. So if you really, I hope you get a chance to like make this. I really hope that you would enjoy this, and I want to thank you very much for watching. If you like this, subscribe, and let's make the world a better place.